It's not always easy finding a reason to laugh these days. Luckily, though, we have professional comedians around the globe helping us to find a reason to smile and maybe, just maybe, even laugh at ourselves. Stand-up comedy taking a major knock in recent years during the COVID pandemic and now making a much-needed comeback, it seems, for audiences around the world. So now it's a pleasure to welcome to studio comedian Nik Rabinowitz ahead of his tour to Tel Aviv, London, Sydney and Melbourne. Nik, thank you so much for being here in studio.
It's great to be here and see you after many decades.
It has been a long time, but I want to focus on your trip. You've just come out of America, Canada. You are dealing with audiences who have for a long time had to go online to find a comedy act. Talk to us about the challenges for stand-up comedy right now in terms of the globe. People want to interact, they want to laugh, they want to see a comedian on stage.
Yes. Oh, so you're talking about coming out of COVID and that whole thing we went through where we thought we would never work again. and then Zoom happened. I actually got a call from a rabbi who said, what are you doing next Friday? We're doing the Zoom bingo for the Jewish seniors. And I said, Rabbi, are you asking me to work on the holy Shabbat? And he said, are you mad? It's not work. We're not going to pay you. And that was the lowest point of the pandemic, the Zoom bingo. But we're back and it's great to be live with actual human beings and touring the world. And I haven't been through international customs for many years. So that's been a little bit hectic.
How did it go?
It was fine. JFK, actually, I had a Russian agent. That threw me a bit off. What you're doing in the United States of America and things like that. Toronto, I went actually with two women from Johannesburg who, if you're ever looking for a drug mill, a Jewish woman from Johannesburg can say and get away with anything. They said, we're here to sell drugs and steal your children. The Canadians are like, and now in Israel. And if you come through customs in Ben Gurion, the Jewish test is quite intimidating. Have you had it?
Tell me.
So you're Jewish, what is the Hebrew names? You have to remember your Hebrew names. Moshe. And then it's your synagogue and your rabbi and this and that and your bar mitzvah. What was your parsha? Sing your parsha. I'm like, Rani, Hakara.
So you passed. You came.
I passed.
Well done.
Yes.
Talk to us about humor across different countries. You're based in South Africa, but you, as you're describing, are talking to audiences in North America. You're now going to be going to London as well. You're going to be in Australia. In terms of Jewish humor, does it work across all nations? Are we able to laugh at ourselves?
Well, I'm not sure, because we do have thousands of years of sort of genetically transmitted pogrom anxiety. So we kind of we're a little bit on guard. And the flavor varies. The flavor, just like the food, the Jewish flavor varies across the globe. So this tour is actually mainly for South African Jewish people who have emigrated, like you have, and come to fairer shores where they feel much safer.
I want to ask you specifically about cancel culture, very briefly.
Yes.
A lot of artists around the globe used to have humor when it became politically incorrect. Very briefly, do you have to watch yourself? Do you have to make sure that you're not going to get axed, so to speak, for saying something that will upset people?
Absolutely.
Tell us more.
I've actually got a team for that because I need to stay woke, as it were. And so I have some young comedy writers who tell me, you know, Nik, you're a middle-aged white cisgender heterosexual father of 3, white and Jewish. You've got so much privilege to check. How do you even get out of bed in the morning? And so I had a crack team to help me with that.
You've got to stay woke, or you've got to make sure you're not
I've got to stay woke and awake. That's sometimes harder.
Well, I hope that your audiences are going to stay awake when you are speaking to them in Tel Aviv later on this week, and then to London and to Australia as well. Nik Rabinowitz, thank you so much for being here in studio. Appreciate it.
And if you want more great content like that from i24 News, just hit the subscribe button. It's as easy as that.